which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the gift card, PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are on the description box below, or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated, and I can really use it. Right. So, weather today. Look at this. Suddenly, it snowed overnight. Pretty heavy too. You couldn't hear it, but it was just like suddenly everything was white covered. Just this soft snow just fell. No big flakes or anything, but I mean it kept going and going all night, and yeah, now it's snow covered, and it's not snowing right now. But yeah, again, this is very unusual, or at least it has been very unusual in the last 20 years. Covered, and I don't know how long it's going to be laying around, but I mean it is going to be kind of cold for a while, so there's a good chance it's going to probably just hang and make everything brighter. So yeah, I'm kind of liking it. The cold I'm not liking so much, but yeah, it's there whether I like it or not. Gotta deal with it. Right. So, it is Thursday, the 29th of January 2026. Gotta deal with humidity, 6 kilometers an hour wind, 10% precipitation. Gonna freeze -1 at night. But yeah, it looks like the temperature's already showing an upswing in the predictions now. Don't know if that's just because people think... yeah, I mean... I wonder sometimes, I really do, if like the algorithm or if even like the weather center itself is just kind of using weather forecast to emotionally manipulate people. Because, well, because it's so elusive, it would be so easy to do that sort of thing. So if they want everybody to hold in there, well then they predict something that they want, that people would want to see. Right? Like, oh, it's so cold. Well, it's gonna get warmer. And then you reflect that, and then it'll have that influence, right? Or you could do the exact opposite, say like, oh, it's gonna freeze super hard, and then everybody's gonna be kind of mopey. So I kind of hope they don't do this, but the potential for doing it is pretty high, because yeah, I mean, it would have to be guarded against in order for people to not just train, right? Just do it. And there might be a whole bunch of people out there just like really trying to treat us like cattle and just herd us in a certain way, and then yeah, using this would be, well, it would have an effect. So if it's in their interest to make us feel in a certain way, then I don't know, they like to use everything else out there. Anyway, it's just, I do wonder that sometimes, but I mean, I keep bringing it up too on my show. So, right, I keep track because the forecasts change, so there's just evidence, like, oh, they predicted this, oh, now they're not predicting this when it's like the day before. Okay, typical. I call it typical, but I mean it could just be programmed manipulation to Get it? Like, heard our feelings. Not hurt it, but heard it. It's actually funny, I might put that in the title. I always like to play on words. Yeah, we just start out with that, why not? And I don't want to necessarily like emphasize it in some kind of negative way, because I mean, yeah, as I argued, it seems like it is also being used to like encourage people a little, like give them a forecast that they want to see. Right? Just a little nudging. It's like, oh, they would like warm in the future. So it's like, it's probably not going to be this, but we're going to set it a little higher just so you got something to look forward to. I mean, it could be positive manipulation in that sense. Like, they're just drain. It doesn't have to be negative. So as long as it just doesn't get too outrageous and like it's going to like create fear by showing extreme forecasts, like next week it's gonna be -20. What the fuck? Right? When it's not gonna be like that at all. And I have seen that sort of thing happening, but it's usually like with national weather and like television news weather forecasts, that they can get kind of wacky. But I mean, those people merely just get the numbers handed to them, so if they're getting manipulated, it's not those people that you actually see that are in the know a lot of the time. Sometimes they do figure it out though, and they get skeptical, or at least that's what I remember from when I would still watch the weather, which is like pretty much before 2005. After that I stopped doing that, and now I do it myself. But I too just get fed the information through just a general Google search in this case. So yeah, and I mean, I don't put it below Google to manipulate society for its own agenda. So yeah, you always got to keep that in mind. It's following its program, whatever that is. Whatever they got in store for everybody. Right. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing pretty good today. I had an appointment really early, but I mean, yeah, dude, that upturn from yesterday, that's real. Like, this could really fix my situation. Or, well, it at least promises to fix the situation. I don't know if it's gonna then not reoccur. But I mean, yeah, this could work. I feel good about it. Right, tomorrow I'm gonna collect that food package, which is pretty big, I think. I don't know, it's gonna be a lot of junk too, that I just can't eat. But at least it's something. Right. Oh, also, that new vitamin C that I got with the mushrooms, man, that gives a kick. That stuff is good. I mean, really. Let me Hope you all are having a good day out there. It's not just me. Okay, let's see. This is really fine print. I can't see this just by myself. Yeah, Maitake, Reishi, Gano Derma Lucian. What the fuck? Is this French or something? Well, anyway, this might be like the French version. Anyway, the recognizable words Maitake, Reishi, and Shiitake. Good stuff. I mean, I recognize those names. Those are like the... I had like this mushroom formula thing, which I can't afford anymore. This stuff was in there too, so I'm like, yay! The standard thing that I'm taking actually has some of the things that I've been missing in it. Good stuff. And no lion's mane, because apparently that makes you bald. It's a good thing that I think I remember from a long time ago hearing that too, but I forgot about it. And Owen Benjamin brought it back up a couple of days ago in the stream, or yeah, I made an item about it, with the irony of lions having all that hair, that they're known for that, but that the thing named after it actually would make you bald. It's just really freaky, by the way. I mean, they should definitely put warning labels on it. Good for the baldies though. I mean, for them it's like, yeah, go ahead, why not? I mean, I do hear it is very impactful as a mushroom type, but yeah, I'm not doing that. Because I'm holding on to this hair for the life of me, despite a lot of people thinking that that's irritating. And yeah, it's not what it used to be, but it's good enough for me. I can live with it. It's like when I look in the mirror, I still look like me, so as I remember it. Except that now I have a mustache, which is really just a recent thing. Like, I've never had a mustache until it got all the rage thanks to Owen Benjamin. He inspired me to do that. I'm very open about it, and I kind of been liking it since I've had it. So I've been thinking though about maybe getting it off again, but nah. Just start looking like a lesbian again, as I used to. No, I got a mustache. I gotta use my male privilege, you know. It doesn't matter if I'm supposedly, or as I used to say, sort of comedically, I'm a lesbian in a man's body. Well, the mustache does really like help against that. Against that impression wise anyway. So I just yeah, I like the way that I look. I wish I had a little bit more hair, but I mean, fuck it. There's tons of people out there and they're having way less. They're having more hair issues than I have, and then they're like, oh my god, because they never had long hair. And I mean, when you're balding a little bit, having long hair actually, yeah, it's more dramatic then, but it's better, because when you have short hair, you really freaking see it. And that happens to a lot of people. I've seen that over the years. I do pay attention to these types of things, but with me, like, nah, yeah, it's not perfect anymore. But I mean, it's fine. And in a way, I sort of use it to remind me, like, yeah, I am human though, you know? Entropy does also apply to me. Try to hold it off as much as I can, but I mean, in ways, it will show. Time will wear on me in ways. Just like with everybody else. And that's fine, because things can resolve. It's not always gonna go down, down, down. You do get something back when you're older. A lot of things, qualities, wisdom, it's so underestimated when you're young. I didn't really underestimate it. It was just very frustrating not to have it. And also because when you don't have it, you don't really recognize it as well in like people that do have it. Because you're too impatient, you don't really see the depths of the value of it because you're impatient when you're younger. But yeah, the real prize is that you do actually get it eventually. And the only downside is that yeah, you're not as bouncy and as young looking anymore eventually. For some people it's more dramatic. But I mean, if you were spiritually wise and like take your responsibility in life for yourself and your self-development and knowledge and like face the world, like realize what it is, what it does, that you really need to master certain things and you need to manage your information very carefully for yourself, and that there's no outside force that's just gonna tell you what the right thing is, that's gonna be reliable. Really, you all have to figure it out for yourself. You always have to make up your mind. You have to take that responsibility, because if you don't, you're screwed, because everything corrupts out there. Everything does. You can't hang on to one thing and expect it to just be your guide, your eternal compass. Only the inner world and maintaining it and taking it serious actually does that. And yeah, there's people out there that haven't really done that because they just, I don't know, they don't have the talent, too distracted by life, by things happening, and then they don't have that discipline. They don't take the time. They don't face their problems internally. Just wait until it's over, and then it happens again and again, and eventually that gets worse, and then you lose grip, and then they give up. Then they really get depressed, and then that grows you older, and then you die. But I mean, if you take your life serious and your development serious, then no matter like how long it takes, how much you don't get what you really wanted, you can get something out of it. A lot, actually. Right? That's the video I played yesterday from Greg Reese. Carry water, chop wood, or was it? Just basic the things that you do, like whatever you end up doing, you can take it serious and then really find wisdom and development in it. So you just got to do it. It's a discipline. You got to do that, and then after decades it will really pay off, because there's the first decade you really start to do it, there's you start to really get more grip on things, but then there's the price of knowing, and it hurts, and suddenly you start noticing parasitic behaviors and all that from people that you've always known and that you just tolerated, or you thought you needed to. It's like your social life shifts around, and you might end up kind of isolated, because there's a lot of unconscious people out there, and you always yeah, you just bump into that. When you're younger, you're very impulsive. You're just gonna follow whatever. You don't know what you're doing. Just following your nose or your feelings, whatever they are. You just try out certain things, follow certain impressions. Yeah, but when you awaken, because you're taking responsibility of self-development, you're noticing the entropy in the world, you have to do something about yourself, take on a mission, or crash in life. Yeah, then you start to notice all these things, subtleties, and your social life shifts. That's the price. But then after the second decade, you've already paid the price and might have struggled, but you can reconnect with the world in your new version. You pick your friends and the people you hang around with, and the way that you do it more seriously, with more care, you become better friends with those people than with the casual people you used to hang around with when you were unconscious. And you get less creepy shit too, because now you're gonna stick up for yourself more, because you can, because you know what's going on. You have a moral standpoint, because when you're unconscious, you don't really have a lot of moral views. I mean, you might have some dreams, some things that you feel. It's all very basic, right? It's like the childlike moral insights. Just like, yeah, you don't like things that hurt and all that, but there's no real oversight. It's just surface work. Responses, you have a feeling about it, and then whatever, you usually move on. When you take things more serious, you're analyzing things more carefully, and you start to figure out how things really work, and like are able to accept it and the weight of it, and eventually you start to see just way more. And at first, yeah, that after that first decade, it's very burdensome. A lot of people become isolated. This is like the conspiracy theorist fate. And a lot of people that started like go into like weird subjects, including like flat earth, right? They bump into it and then they're like sorry that oh my god, why did I ever do that? Because yeah, you get dislocated. Stepping out of the auto mode for which society is really developed. That's how it's arranged, for people to be in auto mode all the time. Not to think too deeply about things, to be selfish, to be superficial. But that's not how anything develops, though. Spiritually. So yeah, the first decade, punishing. But then after that, you're used to it. And if you haven't gone completely insane and like try to end it or whatever, give up and like forget about everything, move to somewhere else and try to start a new life. I mean, some people that do that and it can actually work, but I mean that is super dramatic and has its own problems. I don't know. You might get regrets, or like flashbacks, and then go insane again. It might follow you around, right? So the best thing is to just hold in there, take the punishment, pay the price for knowing, and then eventually you find a balance within the isolation. And I mean, this kind of sounds weird, but a lot of these types of stories also come out of people that, for example, went to prison for whatever reason. They get isolated, and at first it's like really hurts, and it's like they get anxiety and all that from the isolation. But then eventually, either it gets really bad, and then they like get physiological complaints and could get really bad, like they could get freaking aneurysms and shit because they just can't handle it, or they find their zen and then they like really start to subtly spiritually develop, gain a lot of wisdom, gain more grip, more discipline. And that is really that journey, and that happens naturally through isolation. And that is the opportunity that you also get It's an opportunity at a crisis, right? Going to prison, oh no, that's the end of it. No, it's whatever was before that ends and something new is forced to be started. That's really what prison is. And if you're like diving into alternative information and you become an outsider to everybody, the same thing happens, except you're not in a box, you're not isolated from society, but you become socially isolated from society in ways. Because if you just openly talk too much about your stuff, more and more you'll get people that are going to be like, oh, I don't really want to be around that guy because he always brings up these unnerving subjects and it's just crazy, right? Even if you have a point, even if they're true, I mean, sometimes especially when they're true, and it varies, because there's tons of people that actually appreciate people now speaking up about those things, because a lot of people have been silent for so long about these things. It's bubbling to the surface. So that's right now, in this very specific time period of the 20s to the 30s. But I mean, before that, it was not so much. People weren't really eager to hear about it. And everybody that would tap into that was isolated, and we had to suffer through it, and we gained wisdom out of it too. Very personal wisdom. But it was in ways much like being in a prison. It really is. Except the prison is not made out of walls, but it's made out of a barrier between you and other people's spirits. Because you've gone into taboo territory. That's basically what that is to them. And then they find out that you're one of those taboo guys, and then it's like you just become shunned. They don't even consciously really know why. It's all very subconscious that happens. People don't think about that. They just, in their feeling automated systems, they just do that. Because they are part of the automated system. That's part of the reason why you, as a conspiracy theorist, escaped from that. Because it was all so dumb and automated, and nobody really thinks about the consequences, and thus nobody really takes responsibility for whatever happens and bothered you too much, and you couldn't handle it anymore, and you were like, I'm gonna try to fix this. That's how it usually starts for people that go down the rabbit hole of reality. And I mean, it's so easy to get invited to it because, I mean, just look at politics. Look at just the lies are so brutal, so hardcore sometimes. From whatever perspective, you just notice if you have that talent. That most people do. Right? And it's really a choice. Like, are you going to accept it and not really look into it and just go along to get along? Can you handle that? Well, a lot of people can handle it, and some people try to handle it, but then it wears on them and they get sick from it over time. And they don't even know really why they're getting sick anymore, because they chose that, but it has a price and it wears on them. And for some people, they already feel that price and it's too much, and then they choose, like, I can't be a part of this. I have to go into taboo territory and figure out what's really going on. I have to get out of the matrix of this, because they feel that price and they know they can't handle it, so they're not even gonna try. And then I was one of those guys, and it all started really early 2000s. It kind of started with 9/11, but I mean, for me, really it started with the crazy ass vision from 97 that up until that point I really mostly was trying to forget about, because of all the hellish things that were accompanying in it, and that it could absolutely not handle consciously. There's an atrocity that I had to, like, experience that in the first, and it was very traumatizing. It was so traumatizing in ways that it almost felt like bragging about it, because it would, when you get it subjected to real horrifying atrocity, think in the direction of, ugh, I hate to even say the word, snuff films, that sort of thing. It's so atrocious, it numbs you down, and when you get subjected to it, what I did, and I mean, it was basically part of that vision too, the hellish parts were just unbelievably horrifying in so many ways. Not just like gore, but also like spiritual, emotional trauma. It's just horrifying. And I'm really glad to never go into details, because I really want to spare myself coming up that close to the memory of it, and anybody else out there, because it was really terrible. But because of the sheer volume of what I went through in that one experience, it lasted so long. And I mean, it was not all just that horror, okay? But because of the intensity of it, it really kind of scarred me spiritually. And like when you go through that kind of horror, you can't really handle the positive things that you might experience alongside that, really, because it just damages your senses. Ugh. But it was almost like bragging about it, but I couldn't really, because I couldn't handle it. And so I spent a decade at least just mostly trying to forget about it, getting flashbacks of it, running away from it, but also like trying to figure out like what's going on, and like, am I insane? Because I mean, it's really crazy to have an experience like that is that intense. And people in general, I don't know, or the trolls, they don't believe me. They don't believe me, you're making it up. I don't really give a shit, dude. When you've gone through something like that, like, you really don't give a fuck about what any other person has to say about that experience. It just, I mean, at best, it just makes you angry that somebody's disrespectful. Because, I mean, this is kind of what it sort of would feel like to a war veteran that's like really seasoned and has seen a lot of shit. And I mean, because that stuff is really horrifying too. It's like really underestimated. The movies do not credit how horrifying actual war is and all that. And I'm glad to have never in person in the time-bound linear world, I've never experienced things like that. In the vision I did. But I mean, and now through like live video you can see some things, but I mean, still, that's not the totality of it. It's just one aspect, and I mean, there's different ways of, yeah, I don't know. But real war veterans also must be like isolated, because like nobody can really understand like how horrifying things can be if you've been through like real combat situations. Oh, it's only other guys that are like in the military that went through that kind of shit that could where you can resonate with it. I really understand that, I really do. So, and that's also why kind of I have this feeling of like yeah, they're one of the guys. I feel like, I almost feel like I'm a war vet. I've never been in war, ever. I mean, I've been around people that I've actually witnessed do some fucked up shit, but I personally have not done it, not partaken in it. If I realized there was some kind of polarized situation, you could think of like street gangs or whatever, I would always be like, I would not participate. I would be an observer every time. It's always what I've been. Like, I feel like I'm a chronologist. I felt like I'm here to witness and understand this. To like capture it. Not on video, but in like the video of my life. Of my deeper memory. like deeper analysis. Right, I'm talking about the waking world now. But yeah. That first 10 years is really punishing. You become isolated, but you have to get used to it. A lot of people go crazy and they escape or they fall back. But some make it all the way through, and then they have wisdom. They always end up having that zen, because you have to have that. You can't really survive when you do this sort of thing without it. When you go through the rabbit hole, if you do not find a zen for yourself at the end of the road, you're fucked. So be ready. When you go down the rabbit hole, like, it's not just, ooh, curious. No, it's guaranteed to be very punishing. And you're gonna have a lot of feelings of regret and like, why did I do that? And it's real. It's very real. Do not underestimate this. It's a one-way ticket. Like, things will never be the same again. And you will hate those that did not warn you properly when they drew you into their subject. Because a lot of people are just blabbering on. They don't really know like the consequences of it. I mean, I've been very clear about the consequences of these sort of things like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. When I started my channel with this flat earth, I've always tried to be very careful about it. Until a bunch of asshats show up, trolls, and then I go completely ballistic and like, hunt you down kind of thing. But I mean, that is just a rage. When I'm not facing like nasty people, I'm always very careful. Because you can't just plunge people into the depths like that. They have to feel like they're missing some. They have to be they have to have the Mr. Anderson complex. They have to feel like there's something not right about this. I want to know more. If they don't, it's just completely, you could like ruin people's spiritual lives if you're not careful. And I mean, that's what Satanists like to do. It's just that Satanists are too freaking retarded. They lose their minds in their worship, in their mistakes, and then the price of those mistakes, losing their mind. So they don't have the right things to even do such things. Right? But when you're not like that, and you're actually seeking spiritual enlightenment and like true knowledge and truth, doesn't mean that you can't do damage. You have to be careful with people. Be responsible. Don't lose track of that when you start out. And realize that, I mean, when you dive into conspiracy subjects, you will be dislocated from people. Even when you do it super reasonably. And we've seen this. We've seen this on like YouTube, in the YouTube days of Flat Earth. There were people that weren't Flat Earthers yet, and then they kind of roll into it. And every single one of them that has done that, and they were like, some of them were really diplomatic about it. They all lost just massive numbers of people. Because those people, they just can't go there. They're not ready for it. They're too invested into something specific on the other side. You just can't do it. They won't do it. Even if you're really reasonable about it. And so that always happens. There's always that price for going there. But I mean, the upside is also that whoever you're gonna find that will go along with you, they're all way more valuable. Like, social contacts in the conspiracy world, in people that tap into taboo territory, actual contact is way more valuable when you connect with somebody about similar subjects. That's just incredibly valuable now to me. So I don't really I don't hang with anybody, but I in general don't deal with people that are delusional, like societally autopilot delusion. Like they basically saying things they don't understand. They don't know what they're doing, what they're part of. They don't understand consequences really. They lose critical thinking. They don't really have it. I don't deal with those people, because I would end up scoffing them, basically telling them off like, you're a terrible person, you're contributing to this machine that's just growing out of control. Like, how can you keep living like this, knowing that this is gonna happen because of that, right? Anyway, and some people might say that towards me, but I mean, not really, not if you really paid attention. You should know that I am doing my best, and I take everything very serious. Right, so yeah, I'm really rambling on today, but I feel good though. Oh, also good contributing factor is that I made a really decent meal that I was really longing for a while. Chicken ketchup. It was like 3 hours work in the kitchen, but God, was it worth it. I was kind of like, oh God, do I have to really do this? But yeah. And now I have like food for at least 3 more days, and it's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it, especially now that it's getting much colder. I have some spicy stuff. Yeah, it's great. And I was also thinking, like, seriously, the work that I put in there, and the food and the quality, that is like incredibly valuable. What I made, the quality of my cooking is incredibly valuable. But I mean, in a way, it's not really for sale. It would be for sale in a sense in a relationship. It's like I'm willing to share my cooking quality with the person that I love and a family, and that's it. It wouldn't really work like professionally anyway. So I'm not up to par for that sector. But what I do very well, right? And that's, yeah. I took that lesson very serious. And it started really young, right? Lesson from the Gregory's video. Whatever you're gonna do it well. Like, it's basically one of my first objectives in life. It started like when I was, I think it was 5. When I was 5, I really had my first like real clarity moment, and like incredible thing. I still have like clear memories of that moment. It's incredible. It's like 41 years later, and it's like something that happened when I was 5, which is like really young to even have a memory from that age. And it's like crystal clear there. That I really awoken. It's spiritually, and it's like I first also started to realize that I could see in the future. I tapped into the vision for the first time because was a part of me, right? It's only the drug thing in '97, it just exploded it into absurd proportions. But that sort of thing would naturally happen to me like throughout my youth. It just came in bits, in like waves of clarity. And special dreams. Anyway, yeah, I'm very inspired today, but I'm starting to wonder, and yeah, I mean, for 46 minutes in, I think it's pretty good. Alright, let's see, how am I gonna put this in the title? The price and rewards of awakening. Yeah, today is good. Yeah, I got it even better. The price and rewards of awakening from the Autopilot Society. Yeah, baby. My title craft is back. Hope you're all appreciating the show. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you are. Nobody in chat yet, but I mean, it might not be necessary. I feel good. I'm gonna close my cover. I hope everybody's having a good day. Lots of things happening out there in the world. I've not really gotten into news as much. I just went off on a spiritual awakening journey right away. I mean, there's plenty of stuff happening. This is weird. Putin had the serious leader from Syria again, the Al-Qaeda jihadi guy. Talking about this international withdrawal plan. It's like US and Russian forces leaving Syria. Talking about it, I don't know what the hell they're up to, but it's don't feel good about that. Yeah. I'm drawing a bit of a blank right now on what to talk about. But yeah, I should have stayed in the flow. I should have stayed in the flow of what I was talking about earlier instead of getting into geopolitics. I mean, geopolitics is quite the agitating factor these days. So much craziness going on. It was kind of interesting piece from Quantum of Conscious yesterday, though. It was basically saying that there's a connection between the ice, right? The ice and the snowy weather. That there's some kind of weird synchronicity there. That it's magical thinking though. But I mean, I used to very strongly believe in this, and I still in a way do. It's just how it really works is through mass programming. Something like what they tried with 9/11 is to imprint. If you imprint, then people can collectively change reality without even realizing it by believing in something, because it's really programmed in that way, and then the belief in it will create the dynamic of how reality is interpreted. It really does that. It's very strange. It's hard to explain, but it is true. And so yeah, Mac was basically saying, yeah, because we're continually getting bombarded through media about ice this, ice that may be actually contributing to it being such a snowy winter. And it sounds really funny when you think about it. But I mean, there may be something true about it though. It is kind of uncanny. But then you also gotta wonder, is it not some weird other thing? Why is it called ice? Why did these law enforcers, federal law enforcement, why did they call them ice? It's so strange. And it's also because of the whole name and the whole socialist Marxist racism association and the weird race obsession, right? With anything white, milk being racist and all that. And I mean, yeah, ice and snow is white. it's cold and white, and the whites like to live in cold places like Russia, so ice is racist. I mean, ridiculous. But I mean, that's what some people do out there mentally. And it's just this weird association. And you gotta wonder, like, is there some kind of weird alchemical spiritual program running that's causing the winter? Is this their mind control version on how to make everybody create an ice age? Right? Oh, Arwen, you've gone the Plaid. Now you're one of those people. Yeah, well, I am one of those people. I always was. I always have these kind of wacky ideas. It's part of finding a way through it because it happens naturally. Doesn't mean it has to be serious. But I mean, I'm always trying to figure out what could be. It's what I unleashed on the whole flat earth thing. And that's why I got these very elaborate, kind of surreal ideas that I still am very much backing and thinking like, this is real. This is the most likely to be real from all of it. Looping. More territory to the south and the north. Holographic celestial lights, not actual light sources in Euclidean space. And like a lot of mystery. Like, yeah, that's what I think. And I mean, that's how I view the world. There's no more default position of like, oh, I think it's a flat earth, but I mean, I still see the world as a globe. Like, no. I see it as a giant, basically the map inside of a looping continuum. And that's how I feel reality. And it's okay. It's actually quite comfortable. And it gives more spiritual tribute also to God, to the designer, because I mean, dude, the magnificent designer created this place in a surreal way. Like, the possibilities are beyond my understanding. And that he would just create the physical place of our realm inside of like a wormhole, and that is sustainable. I mean, that's like super high-tech magical, basically. Because I mean, up there, technology and magic is just all the same. It's just the possibilities become absolutely surreal. And God is in control of all of it. He's initiated physical reality. He designed it too, arguably. Or at least figured out patterns within it. But I mean, this is something to wonder about. Was God like the original colonizer of physical reality? Spiritually, that is. Was he like the first spirit to enter the physical realm and give it shape? Or was he not? And I'm talking about the designer. So not beings that also later like went down and all that. And even in the Bible, right? Spirits associated with God come, interact with humans, do things, but those are not the creator. There's that distinct difference. Right, but yeah, just thinking of the place you're living in as being like a giant simulator, except it's not a simulation, it's the real thing. It's simulatory. That's what I used to call that. Simulatory. As a simulation. Like physical reality is as a simulation, but it doesn't, there's no thing it's based on. This is actually, the simulation is the only thing that exists physically. right? But the simulation, it has a looping trait to it. The space in which physical things exist loop. And that's just the way it is, and that's the way it's designed. And that is just like, wow, this place that God made for me to experience is like, it's mind-blowing. Like, what a gift to be able to, even if just for a short time, on this time scale of things, to be able to interact with this place and see all these people choose to accept how magnificent and complicated everything is, and that it's a joyous thing and wondering, or that people like choose to see it as stupid and not with purpose and degenerate. It's like people choose God, the brilliance, the beauty, and they flourish, or they choose the darkness, they reject God, and they wither spiritually and then physically. And I mean, it's so visible. And yeah, and I mean, the Bible basically explains these types of observations. The people that wrote it were aware on this level. And that is something that's really valuable about it. It's the spiritual metaphysics of it, the depth of the sight of the people that got involved, that were managing it, managing the writings, right? Because I don't think they were all just like nefarious or anything. I mean, yeah, Council of Nicaea, it was in a way politics, but they were really like, they were very aware and fearful of God, I think, to like really do the best thing they could with it. They weren't just like, oh yeah, how we're gonna screw over the people. No, dude, that spirit wasn't there then. It didn't touch it yet. I mean, that got in later a bit, the theocracy age. But I mean, that nastiness, that came late. It came late. Like, right before or around or after the mud flood. Like, before the last bigger reset in the 17th century. That's when the real darkness started and the dark spirit that's like really destructive started to pop up. And it's also when like the ideas of socialism and communism like really, that it all got root from that. To take it too far like that. It started then. It wasn't during the Council of Nicaea era at all. It's just Jesus warned that even like starting out with the best intentions and the greatest of purity, on the long run, there's an entropy to like having a church and a priesthood. And he just knew that. And it's included in the Bible. But people still did it, and yeah, so it dilapidated. It just happened. The entropy of man happened to the religion, to Christianity. Right. Right? But despite that, I mean, the Bible itself, the works, that's still based on very old writings from another era, from another spiritual era. It has just some really valuable higher insights that is very relieving to a lot of people, because there's a book that just, where basically somebody's sharing like high wisdom and it's right there for you, like a really wise friend that's just there for you in a book form always. And that's how the Bible is to a lot of people. They get connections there through the higher wisdom with the book that they can't really find in their family or in their society even, in ways, except for other people that connect up with the book. Just, yeah, valuable for that reason specifically. In this society now, because of commercialism, corporatism, social dilapidation is really worn on almost everybody through media. The type of social behavior that is being shown to everybody, people copy off that, whether they like it or not. It starts to happen over time. The new standards get set, and the bar gets lowered and lowered. We're all being turned into orcs, gradually, slowly over time, with some people quicker than with others. But before this social communication acceleration and the entropy and the dilapidation that comes with it because of corporatism, before that didn't go so quick, the dilapidation, and there was a way higher standard, and all of that, those standards are just being kind of eroded and forgotten and scoffed at. I am really trying to uphold the old standards spiritually. I really am. And I already knew when I was younger, even in my teens, like, oh my god, this is all gonna go away. This is all gonna go to hell. It was a terrible outlook. Like, I got all this spiritual value that has been collected from our ancestors. It's so valuable. And now everybody's going to be opening up to a new world, and they're all going to just greedily be ignorant and feel like they've won because they didn't have to take some kind of spiritual weight. And it's like, it's happened a lot. Not everybody, thank God. But I mean, the depths that certain people have chosen to go into is like, it is in a way worse than any other people that have chosen the darkness in like the last century. It is worse. It is more dilapidated. It is more estranged from the logical, spiritual human nature. More contaminated with propaganda than ever, than anybody in previous times. And especially, it's just more expressed. The ugliness of the end of derangement is just now, that's never really happened like that. Where people just openly go completely screeching like zombies. I mean, that is like really never happened. Because in places where that would happen, like, it would trigger like emergency, because it's like, this is open mass hysteria. When open mass hysteria happens, you gotta move in, because it will always turn violent. That's what used to happen. And people go like completely crazy ass zombies screeching and shit. Like, it's like prepare for civil war, because that usually follows that up when that happens. Or like mass suicides or something terrible like that. But now, through social media, it's like this weird, that shouldn't be standard, where you can just do that now and get away with it, and there's no response. What? And that is really unheard of. In previous times, that people would have never believed. If you would talk to like somebody from 80 years ago and told them, yeah, did you know in our time people are complete mentally deranged basket cases, can barely even comprehend normal language, and they just yell and screech and bother people and stream it on media, and they're just allowed to do that, and nobody stops them. Nobody even complains about it. They'd be like, silence, you liar. That could never be. That's insane. That is... No, that can't be. No, that's not true. It's impossible. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. No, I mean, really, it's so crazy. It's crazy that is how it is now. somebody 80 years ago, they would have never believed it. And now you might still have a couple of oldies, and you might confront them with it, and you probably won't, because you'll feel this dreaded feeling of shame, like, what have we done to them? But I mean, I'm pretty confident that a lot of them will be like, yeah, it's totally fucked. I don't know how we're even surviving this. The old folk that have still like lived through ages before this. And you're like, yeah, the world's gone completely insane. And every time I thought couldn't get any crazier, it got crazier. So yeah, I'm bracing for the next wave of even deeper insanity. And I mean, that's what I'm doing, because it's gonna get more crazy. It's already getting crazier. It's getting more dilapidated, more noisy, more idiocracy. It's like getting idiocracy on steroids, where it's not just everybody's completely retarded, but everybody's really retarded and super aggressive and in your face. That seems to be the direction things are going. Think of like Goblin Society. I mean, that's basically what it would become. Everybody just acts like goblins, and including like getting themselves killed. I mean, that's typically associated. I mean, if you're into fantasy stuff and LARPing and all that, you know, like goblins are crazy, kind of funny but dangerous, and they get themselves killed because they're crazy. That's gonna probably happen more and more in the future, if things keep going the way they are. And I mean, if you just look at the Minnesota riots, it's already kind of there. I mean, they are like goblins. They are like, I'm gonna get myself killed and then we win. I mean, that's goblins. And I mean, I'm not saying, oh, they're goblins because they're so ugly. No, it's a culture thing. It's a weird psychological thing. And goblins in fantasy games have this. And I mean, if you are like into video games, you can see that's what they made it into, because it's a cohesive thing. It's a cohesive spiritual thing. It shouldn't be real people, but it's going there. Spiritual. And I mean, maybe in appearances too. I mean, there's some people that just look really weird out there. A lot of these people that are like this, they do also kind of start looking like goblins too. Ugly, aggressive, arrogant, stupid. Never shut up. Oh goody. Well, not over here. I vow to never be like that, ever. And I hope you won't either. But yeah, we're still gonna have to live through this somehow. The good thing though is that, I mean, yeah, the worse it gets, eventually people can't get any crazier. They just end up dying then. Or like getting into spiraling out of control criminal situations. And I mean, real crime, like real crime enterprises, gets very dangerous. Like, people really do get killed in there. And that's also a way that really crazy people like this get killed, because their fanaticism like makes them do such a thing. And they don't have any sensibilities of like lines you shouldn't cross. And so they just get themselves in these situations, and that's how they get themselves killed. By basically becoming criminals. I mean, criminality is right around the corner when you give up on sensibility, right? It's one thing to kind of like step out of society with taboo. But when it comes to like social conduct, and like what is good behavior, and try to contribute as much as you can, try to not cause trouble, like the normal social behavior. Like if you give up on that, then like crime is just around the corner. Because I mean, if you don't give a shit about that sort of thing, social conduct, then why would you give a shit about like taking it a step further and doing criminal things and like making some profit out of that, right? Well, a good reason would be because you'd be wise enough to know that if you do that, you basically risk your life on the long run. So, yeah, good reason for me not to ever get into crime. And also, like, I can't stand it. I just hate law breaking. I want everybody to be really good and obedient and helpful, and I strive to be like that as much as I can too. Yeah. Right. Man, I can't believe I've already been just talking for an hour, 18 minutes. I'm very inspired today, and I feel a lot better, and I had a really good dinner, so that all contributes to it. Anyway, I'm gonna have a smoke. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you're liking the show. I hope you do. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna take another 2-minute break. I'll be right back. Don't forget to Rogan's it up. See you soon. back. Right. Huh. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday. I'm doing good. No new videos. I did try to look for some, but couldn't find anything noteworthy. But yeah, today's show has been pretty good. Hope you all appreciate it. Anybody out there is able to support me, that would be great. Could really use it. The digital euro is gonna happen, and the only way now to get out of it is to leave the EU, apparently, because formal protest was not submitted by this government, because I mean they're part of it, conspiring against the people that don't want it. I mean, this is going to contribute to basically the EU breaking up. I think the digital euro is like a really bad idea. It's going to break things. I feel like... Oh god. No. Right, I guess I'm just gonna round out the show. It's been an hour and a half. It's pretty good. A good show. I've been very inspired. I think so, at least. Hope everybody enjoyed that. I mean, this is when I'm in a good mood or when I'm in a flow. This is typically what my show is like. Especially if there's nobody to interact with, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't always have to be somebody in the chat. Right. So yeah, I'm running out. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you liked this show. If you did, then please don't forget to Rogan's it up. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are in the description box below. Also gift card. Or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel and support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I can really use it. So I mean, really quiet. Participation in the chat. I really hope people are still enjoying it and could help me out. Right, so I'll be back tomorrow with Flat Earth Early Bird number 2532 on a Friday. Hope to see you all then. Everybody have a great rest of this Thursday. Make something out of it. I do feel like there's good energy in the air. It's not just me. Make something out of it, and until the next video, keep it flat.
€20 or no show. Please do support me. I need money for food!